Hey, Gemini, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your August 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Gemini, at the bottom of the deck, you have the wheel. This is about moving forward. And as I was shuffling your cards here, I kept hearing blast from the past. So for some of you, you could be tempted, or you may hear, or there could be a pattern that is showing up for you, but you're going to immediately put a hand up and block is what I'm getting. Or you may say, sorry, I'm not available. If there's an energy from the past that tempts you, it's as if you're not letting that derail you. Because in the past, Gemini, I feel like you've been derailed, right? And it may have even been due to third party energy. 3 of Cups is crossing you. Chariot is here. Cancer season is significant. So June, July may have been important when it comes to making some choices, because you also have the Moose card, and this is about being in a position of power. It's feeling empowered or taking back control of your power if you felt derailed here in some way. And I am getting that message around like train wreck, okay? Some of you, I mean, it may have derailed you to the point of complete disaster in the past, right? There is energy showing up here, Page of Cups. This is in your deep foundation. And I kind of get the sense here, Gemini, that you are someone who, you attract a lot of love is what I'm getting here. You attract a lot of love with this Page of Cups. You're a lover, okay? You are also someone who may be the catalyst in these relationships that you've attracted. And we actually see the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom, but you may be the catalyst for evolution in relationships. So what that means is you have a very important mission that is part of the contract that you have been in up till this point. So perhaps you had a contract with a soulmate, because we can have many different soulmates. Maybe you've contracted and come together with them, to procreate. Maybe you have children together. This could be to help them advance in their careers, or to, become sober together, something of that nature. I feel like there's a catalyst energy that you put out there through, connection, communication, charm, and love. But it at times feels too good to be true, or at times it feels like you want to stay in this dynamic because the catalyst piece of it was so strong, but you haven't found that yet is what I'm getting. We haven't seen it yet, but we're still shuffling. But I feel what this means is you're taking something to the next level. Instead of showing up in the Page energy, it wouldn't surprise me to see Emperor or Empress in your reading, or even some King and Queens, because you are in a position of power here where, and look at that, Lovers, you're showing up at the bottom of the deck here, where truth and honesty shall prevail is what I'm getting. There's something about getting honest, or taking a look at relationships of the past. We have 2 of Cups coming in. So there's definitely love or a union that you are connecting to at this moment, or you are calling in, that will look different than the past. Will there still be, major energies in this union? Yes, but I feel like it will be a different type of catalyst. Instead of it feeling strenuous or dishonest or uncertain. Yeah, we have the 5 of Swords. So this dynamic is about not having to overthink. Is this person being honest? Are they being faithful? Are they going to cheat? Is this in my highest good? There is something here about you moving past all that, and you've learned some very valuable lessons in matters of the heart. Okay, and showing up in your energy, you've created a sense of boundaries. You've created a sacred space, and it's come a long way. You've come a long way on your journey, but I feel like you're ready to release the burdens, right? 10 of wands. This is releasing some of the burdens that have weighed heavy upon you, stepping out of drama. Okay, a lot of these past energies may have brought up a lot of drama, or for those of you that are in a long-standing relationship, I feel like you are possibly making a choice here, because we have the Two of Cups, which is choice. We do see something not being available to you, or you not being available to a specific energy because you want to move on to calmer waters. Yeah, and right now in the near future, actually, we do have you coming out of conflict and saying, it's not worth fighting, right? It's not worth continuing to, I'm getting like teach an old dog new tricks. So some of you, maybe you were sticking around because you were hoping it would change, or you weren't quite sure how it was going to play out in some way. Look at this. We have the Justice. Did I mention Libra earlier on in your reading? I was picking up on Libran energy, which I know is your fellow air sign, but some of you are dealing with a Libra. And there's Justice here with the Emperor, and that's that empowerment. So this is going to be a deep reading, Gemini. Stay tuned. I feel like August is going to be pivotal when it comes to a lot of relationships, letting go of stuff. We have retrograde, Lionsgate portal. We have a ton of activity happening. It's also an 8-month. We're in an 8-year, 2024. So let's break this down a bit. Gemini, showing up strong. Moose is being in a position of power to transform and change your life, to make decisions that are balanced. We've seen that Lover's energy at the bottom of the deck, and the Lovers is about making balanced decisions between the head and the heart, not being overly emotional or cutting out emotions entirely, but also being logical, but not too heady, not too much in your head where you're completely caught up in mind muckery, is what I call it, right? Is you being able to find that in between and be in that position of empowerment. You empowering yourself and feeling like you're on a path towards your highest good. And that may include you letting go of people, places, things, patterns, or whatever no longer serves you. Because the padlock here is saying, I'm not available to that energy. And what is that energy? It's the Seven of Swords. This is what's showing up in the past for you. Seven of Swords is coming out of denial. Seven of Swords is saying, you are ready for a brand new beginning. And for some of you, you've already entered into a beginning. And if there is an energy of the past that wants to show its, ugly head back up, I mean, it could be a person, but for some of you, it's a person, or excuse me, it's a pattern, or it could be, it could be a ex from the past, of course. But I feel like this does have to do with being honest and transparent with what it is that you truly deserve, your worth, your needs, your values, your truth. Okay. For those of you that are dealing with a legal settlement, okay, legalities, someone that you shut your heart to, said no more, enough is enough. I feel like balance is restored, equilibrium. There's some sort of karma. Some of you may have even been in a karmic relationship that taught you a lot. And that's what I mean by this Page of Cups. It's as if you were playing out these cycles, maybe with the same person or with the same type of energy, because you were meant to evolve into a better version of yourself, but you were also the catalyst for other people's healing. And you may even see karma being dished out to some energies of the past, or this could be your own karma being fulfilled in some way, shape, or form. But balance is being restored, and you're stepping into this Emperor energy. Male or female does not matter. This strong Aries energy is here for the long haul. This is balance being restored, and stepping into this energy of never again settling for less than you deserve. And I don't want to say you were settling necessarily in the past, but it feels like you were at this level of page, right? Page where you couldn't quite get it off the ground, or you couldn't quite feel in the ways that your heart really wanted to feel and express. It didn't feel reciprocal, right? There wasn't a balance of equal give and take. Maybe you had those feelings, but the other person didn't, right? Or you were all in, but someone had their foot out the door, or vice versa. So I do feel like there's balance showing up here with the Two of Cups, but choices do need to be made. And those choices do have to do with cutting out whatever that Seven of Swords is. And it has to do with complete and utter honesty. Right? It's about putting a padlock on anything that is dishonest, I don't want to say unfair, because life can be unfair, but I feel like you know what this is that you've put a padlock on. Okay, you know what that is, or you know what you need to do. And as I said that, they showed me 11:11 on the clock. So some of you could see 11:11 often. That can be even twin flame energy for some of you. For some of you, you are separated from someone that you have a very strong connection with, but there may have been a lot of infidelity or a lot of lies, a lot of dishonesty, okay? Or it could be a karmic soulmate you separated from, so you can connect to a higher spiritual union, okay? Now we do have the birdhouse showing up here. This does talk of safety and security. When the birdhouse shows up, I feel like this is what is your top priority here. When it comes to matters of the heart, now this could be a romantic relationship, it could be a family situation, a friendship. Love shows up in all different forms, all different relationships, so take it as it resonates. If you're single, this could be, a person of the past, someone that you're dealing with now, or it could be a family or a friend. I also feel for some of you, there is a feeling of being secure within this dynamic or relationship. Okay, so I feel if you're unsafe in any way, that's what you're closing down. And I see that that's also your hope is to come towards a sense of security, more peace, more stability, instead of feeling on like you're walking on eggshells or fight or flight, or again, causing some sort of mayhem. What's this person doing? Are they being honest? Why is there so much drama? There's just something about shutting that story down, shutting that cycle down and moving on, because you've outgrown this page energy. You've outgrown it in some way, shape, or form. So some of you may notice if you are in a dynamic, you could be evolving, but your person is still staying at the same level, and you may be in a position of power to say, okay, we're either growing together, but it requires us to be, honest about our needs, our expectations, about what we need to do and who we need to become to move forward, or a choice is going to be made to move in separate directions. Now we have the wheel showing up here with the Chariot, which is the wheel. So for some of you, it's a spinning of the wheels. But some of you, the wheel was stuck, right? Stuck in the mud is kind of what I'm getting here. Maybe the wheel came off entirely on this Chariot, because who rides in the Chariot? The Emperor and the Empress. But I only see one Emperor here. So it's as if, where's my Empress? Or, where is my missing piece? And for some of you, you had to go through some of these relationship dynamics to get to this point. You've outgrown the Chariot, or you don't want to be in this one all alone, and you're being divinely guided here to move forward. But you keep looking back because you're thinking, well, that can be fixed, or that can be different. Don't let the past affect your present in a negative way. Allow yourself to learn from the past. If you're going to look back there, take the lessons that you've learned to move forward, and to be honest with yourself about your worth and what you deserve. Because I see you moving forward here. But what's crossing your energy is the Three of Cups. Third party, this can be feeling left out. This can be feeling like you're part of maybe a love triangle, or that a partner, if you're in a partnership, maybe they are choosing their career. Third party doesn't have to just be cheating, but we do have the Seven of Swords showing up here in the past. But it can be more than one person involved when it's showing up as crossing your energy. And you may have some choices to make. Who do I want to move forward with? Or how do I move forward if this person has chose their children, their job, their spiritual path, or whatever it is? I just feel like you have a difficult time here when you are someone's option. I feel like we all have a difficult time when we're someone's option, but there needs to be a clearing up of communication. And some of you are saying no to any third party energy, or to the option in itself. You're saying, no, I'm not an option. I want to be a choice. I want you to choose me, right? Or I'm going to choose you. There's not going to be any of this external interference. I also get that someone may have blocked you, Gemini. You may have blocked them. Someone may have went cold because of third party energy here. Now, what's below you is the Page of Cups. This is young love. Page of Cups can be emotionally immature. It can be the beginning of a relationship, but this is in your deep, deep foundation. And I feel like you've been in love with the idea of love, where even though you may have been in long-standing relationships, it's like once that newness wears off, someone, whether you or the person you're with, gets a little bit bored and impatient, or just evolves in a different way. Okay. And I do get that some people you've been with in the past, that may have happened, right? The catalyst had come in, the big transformation, the big tower, the big change. But I feel with this Page of Cups, there's a new dynamic coming in here for you that is saying, we can go all the way. We can move past this, because relationships do go through stages. It's not always the honeymoon period, right? It's not always the fun of getting to know each other and the excitement and the passion and the lust and the intimacy. Love grows, right? And I feel like there's a situation that is allowing you to feel safe and secure in a dynamic that you are either in or are calling in. It looks kind of ugly here in the past. Seven of Swords. You can see that he's trying to sneak away. You see all those feathers, but they're falling from his bag. So there's some sort of exposure here. Something is caught. There's an energy that may have felt like it was hidden, mysterious. There could have been secrets, dishonesty. Okay, there may have been something exposed. This is selfish. It's someone lying or hiding, but it can also be self-preservation, needing to do what you needed to do. Someone could have even been, oh my goodness, a pathological liar. Whew, okay. Some of you could be dealing with someone who is very manipulative, or you yourself kept things hidden due to needing to survive. Maybe that's how you grew up. Right? Or perhaps there's some sort of attachment style where you held back your feelings or your emotions in some way, shape, or form. You weren't fully being honest, or someone wasn't fully being transparent with you. Maybe they didn't know how. Maybe you didn't know how. Now it's our responsibility to heal ourselves, right? And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like there was an opportunity to rebalance some sort of karma. Now, what's showing up here above you is the Two of Cups. This is attraction. This is soulmate energy. It's a very important partnership. It is love and romance, but it can be the beginning, right? It can be a very important partnership here where two people come together and two energies align. but I feel like there's some sort of temptation. I'm just going to pull one card quick to clarify. Why am I getting temptation here? What's the temptation? Ah, Queen of Swords. There's that Libran energy. Okay, emotions. Because someone may be tempted because they have emotions that may still be unresolved, possibly because of a Seven of Swords that had happened in the past. Queen of Swords in reverse, though, is once a lie has taken shape or once there's been some sort of dishonesty, that Queen of Swords, she cuts it out, right? She cuts it out quickly. But I feel like there's still a temptation to revisit that energy in some way, shape, or form to become stronger, or to maybe need protection around it here. Yeah. And sometimes the Queen of Swords, she may cut things out and it may come across as not caring, but she does care. She cares a whole heck of a lot. But when there's been dishonesty or someone hiding the truth, sometimes that is her defense mechanism to just cut it out. And I feel like that is something that may be showing back up around. I mean, we do have retrograde for a big part of August. Okay. So I feel like the temptation could be there to try to make amends or to maybe even unlock a part of ourselves that we may have suppressed due to some sort of dishonesty. Now, what's showing up in the near future is the Five of Swords. Maybe that's part of the mental conflict. You're unsure. But because it's showing up in reverse, I have a feeling that you're going to choose your battles. You're going to avoid drama. This is about knowing when to fight for something, when to walk away. And if there's too much drama, Gemini, I feel like you're going to try to find the balance the best that you can. But you don't want to deal with people who are causing a scene or people who are just trying to get a rise out of you in some way, shape, or form. Because you see the person in the background, there's been blood, tears, and sweat spilled over a situation. Sometimes this can be a very manipulative energy. And I feel like it's just causing you a headache and it's in reverse and you're saying, I just don't want to deal with it. I'm shutting it down. Maybe communication is important. For some of you, if you're in a relationship or you're dealing with someone and there's been some sort of conflict, it may be best for you to not react right away, but to like let the dust settle or to just not respond, because you may respond in a fight or flight type of way and that could cause more destruction than good. What's going on in your energy? You're good. You're protected, actually. Seven of Wands says you're just doing your own thing, minding your own business, right? You're moving along slowly but steadily here. And when the Seven of Wands shows up, I feel like this is you setting some boundaries and moving slow and steady towards peace on earth is what I'm getting. Peace on earth is what I heard. So yeah, towards your peace, towards, your happiness. Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. And maybe it's been a long time that you've built up this boundary for yourself, but you're doing what you need to do. That's in your highest good, even if that includes keeping a distance between you and others. Now, what's showing up, Gemini, in your hopes and or in your environment? You are letting some burdens down, or letting burdens come to rest in some way, shape, or form. Now, remember what I said about being the catalyst in past relationships potentially? Sometimes the Ten of Wands can be a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It personality. Sometimes this can be taking on other people's stuff, other people's burdens. But I get the feeling that in the past, it's like there was an entanglement. Boundaries were crossed. Sometimes you weren't quite even sure who was who or whose stuff was whose stuff, right? It was very enmeshed in each other. And it felt like, for some of you, again, like a train wreck, right? Or it felt like you were derailed in some way, shape, or form. But the Ten of Wands is responsibility. It's manning up or womaning up in some sort of way to take the responsibility into your own hands and say, this is what I need to do to get to where I want to go. And when this 10 of Wands shows up, this is you reaching a conclusion. You've come as far as you can. Like, you've learned as much as you can here about a situation, but now you're ready to move forward because you got some new wheels. Gemini, maybe some of you literally have new wheels, a new car, a new vehicle. Maybe you're moving as well. But I do feel this 10, there's an ending bringing in a new beginning. And this new beginning is a very powerful, very balanced, very karmically aligned. And that's not a bad thing. Karma is basically the law of cause and effect. What we put out there, we receive. So yes, there's been some challenging karma that you've gone through, but I feel like the scales are being balanced here. So if you've been doing good, if you've been working on yourself, healing, being responsible, manning, womaning up in some way, shape, or form, doing what you need to do to move forward in your life, even if it's hard, even if it's challenging. I feel like this new beginning that is showing up here for you is more aligned with what you've wanted all along, but maybe it just took a little bit of time getting there. Now, 6 of Swords is showing up in your hopes and fears. Makes complete sense. The fear is going back to this 5 of Swords energy where you're constantly worrying about the 7 of Swords, the sneakiness, the lies, the misconceptions, the hidden energies, the honesty, dishonesty for that matter, hidden, people hiding their emotions, not being honest with how they truly feel or what they truly want, or you yourself not quite sure, right? It's the back and forth mental energy of maybe even feeling manipulated or narcissistic personality disorder. For some of you, there's some characteristics or traits of that. I'm not a medical professional. I feel like each and every person carries a little bit of traits of all the good, all the bad, right? So they can pop up at any given time, depending on our conditions, what we've gone through. You don't want to go back to that place. I mean, no one does, but sometimes that ugly little head can rear up. And I feel like you could be tempted to fall back into an old pattern, but the hope is that you don't, right? The hope is that you're able to move forward with either a person or in your love life or in your connections. But because we have your final outcome, Gemini, as the Emperor and Justice, balance is restored. For some of you, this does have to do with the legality. And I do see that there's going to be fair judgments here. We see the Emperor holding a chess piece. And in the game of chess, there is, a king and a queen. And there is people, right? Bishops, I think is what they're called. Bishops to help protect the king and the queen from the opponents. So this is about you protecting your kingdom in whatever that may mean for you. Okay. And I feel like you've seen both polarities. You've seen the good and the bad. You've seen the dark and the light. You've been through it, right? You've been through imbalance. You've been through stress and drama. A lot of times this 5 of Swords is someone's wounded, either inner child or wounded ego. It's their wounded ego acting up. And when we argue, when we point fingers, we point blame, we point shame, this is the feeling of just wanting to be loved, right? It's just to be loved. And sometimes ego gets in the way. And I feel that some of you are dealing with someone with a high ego or wounded ego. Balance is being restored here. And you're moving towards a place of feeling more empowered, feeling more safety, security, stability. And you're taking action towards your own karma by taking a responsibility for what you need to do to move forward. I mean, it all makes sense here, Gemini. Be proud of yourself. You've come a long way. And nobody's perfect here. But that's not the end goal, right? Perfectionism is an illusion. And I feel like the end goal may have been to get past this page energy, just to, evolve to the next level of your love and your connections with others. And I see you doing it. I see you mastering some sort of lesson that you've gone through. And mastery isn't about completion, like we've learned all that we can about it. Mastery is about consistency and staying consistent with our practices, with our truth, with our values, our integrity, and continuing to learn and grow and choosing to do so and make that choice each and every day. Let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Gemini? I'm getting the name Sarah. I'm also getting a K, a C, an M. That could be significant for some of you. Building blocks. 28 could be a specific number. Some of you are born on the 28th. We also have 2 and 8 equals 10. 10 we see with the 10 of Wands, endings, bringing in new beginnings. But I do see that you've built a strong, solid foundation, or that is something you are working on, addressing the cracks in a foundation. This is about a beautiful work in progress. I am going to read to you the reversal first, okay, the protection message, just because I do see some activity out here that does require honesty and truth, requires one to make a choice. Now is the time to address the cracks in the foundation of your life. Perhaps your values have changed and it's time to strengthen your conviction and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement have entered into and it's not right for you. Yeah, some of you may have entered into a contract and you may be changing your mind. That is okay, because our truth is ever changing. Our truth is constantly shifting based on circumstances, based on growth, based on, what we've learned, what we haven't learned. And you may say, this isn't for me any longer. I don't want to be in this dynamic. I'm letting it go. Remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now is the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be happy when you do so. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life far beyond your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. And that means putting a padlock on anything that does not resemble your new truth. Because when we do, we get to this place of strength and solid foundation and safety and security. And that's what I'm going to read to you now, is the upright version of relationships. Because when you see this, know that you are attracting, or you are in, right, a relationship, and you're solidifying the ones that you already have by building them on the foundation of honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to get to know each other. You are moving toward laying the groundwork for a relationship with the firm footing that will ensure it can withstand any storm. Long-standing relationships are also repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger, wiser, and more powerful together than apart. That's why we have power here. That's why we have the Emperor. Because you are being guided, like it says here. You are either attracting new relationships into your life or solidifying the ones that you already have by addressing the cracks and bringing rigorous truth and honesty to the table so that there can be growth and expansion in this union. All right. I love that for you. Last but not least, let's get a few messages from your crystal spirits. At this time, Gemini, I just ask if you can, please take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it for as long as you can and release with a nice, great sigh. Big exhale. And with your eyes still closed, please tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now, your crystal could show up as a specific color, a shape, or a size. This could be a crystal or gemstone that you're familiar with and maybe even know the name of. Or maybe you've never seen or heard of this crystal before, but you're feeling the energies of love emitting off of it, or maybe even clarity, guidance, or healing. Perhaps you're seeing a clustered energy, clustered crystals, maybe in the raw form or maybe in the sparkly polished form. There is no right or wrong answer, Gemini. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal or crystals, if you had more than one, in the comment section below the video. And I personally will enter you into that giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of each month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, we actually have here petrified wood, which is a very powerful energy, very powerful. It's about patience, timelessness, trusting in the universal timing and going with the flow. Healing is a process, Gemini, and you can't force the universe to operate at your preferred pace. And really, you wouldn't want to, because there is a larger plan that accounts for so much that is invisible to you. Trust in the timing and all will work out just as it should. Focus on the learning and the loving in your relationships, on reconnecting to the universe for guidance. You cannot determine whether this relationship is right for you right now until you let go of the need to know all answers instantly. Meditate, observe, take a break, and you will know which move to make and when to make it. Now, petrified wood here, it teaches patience and reconnection with the wisdom of nature. It can also assist those who view the world as very materially based, right? It can help us with patterns. Meditating with this can be helpful in exploring and clearing ancestral patterns carried in our DNA. And that really is a thing, right? We do carry a lot of patterns through our DNA, but I believe we choose our family, right? We choose our family based on the lessons that our soul wants to learn. So if you are stuck in some family cycles or dynamics that may be replaying out in relationships, aka karma, right? And maybe you're not moving beyond this phase or stage with energies with a certain person, perhaps it's time to exit, or perhaps it's time to get rigorously honest, as it mentioned earlier, and to break out of patterns that hold you back. Because I feel like there's trust here. Try not to obsess, because the things that you need will start to show up because you're in a position here of power. And I feel like the message right now is to be open to divine order with the Emperor. Be open to divine order, for you cannot control the timetable. Focus on process. Focus on the process, one foot in front of the other, because things are showing up here in perfect divine order, divine timing. When you get the justice with the Emperor, there's a justice. There's something being actioned. There is action here. Yes, in the material world, but the timing is immeasurable. And I also feel for some of you, this could be a situation that has even occurred 10 years ago or a while ago. Some of you, you may even be coming up to your Saturn return. You may want to check out your moon sign. I am getting moon energy for a lot of A lot of readings, moon, so check out your moon if that's not your norm. Let's last but not least pull a timing card. Spirit, what do we need to know? Yeah, June was significant. Like I said, chariot energy here showing up. June was a big month for a lot of you. Some of you, June 2024 was the breaking of the pattern. Okay, you may, even though this is an August reading, June was very significant when it came to breaking out of some sort of maybe third-party cycle, or feeling like that wheel would keep, kept falling off that chariot here, keeping you stuck, keeping you playing it out, not moving forward. June was a pivotal month. Maybe June 2025, some of you, your life will look completely different. The relationship you are in, or you will be in by June 2025, will be completely different, because relationships are always evolving, always changing. That is what I have for you, Gemini. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And don't forget to drop your crystals in the comment section below the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.